Welcome to Yuan's classroom. Hope you enjoy the lesson. On today's lesson, we will be covering comparative and superlative adjectives. We will learn about what comparative and superlative are, how to use comparative and superlative adjective properly, and some exceptions of comparative and superlative adjectives. Before we start, let's revise on what adjectives are. Adjectives are words that describe nouns. There are positive adjectives that describe one thing, comparative adjectives to compare two things, and superlative adjectives that compare more than two things. Positive adjectives describe only one thing. Look at the example here. I can say, Lily is a smart girl. Smart is the adjective in this sentence. I can say, Lily is a nice girl. Nice is the adjective in this sentence. Let's look at comparative adjectives. Comparative are adjectives that compare only two things. The most common way is to add er at the end of the adjective when we are comparing two things. Now, take a look at Mr. Harry and Susan. I would like to compare Mr. Harry and Susan using the comparative taller. So, I would say Mr. Harry is taller than Susan. Here, I'm comparing two cars. I can say the blue car is faster than the red car. You must remember that every time you use comparative, you must always use than instead of that. For examples, we can say Mr. Harry is taller than Susan, but we cannot say Mr. Harry is taller than Susan. We can say the blue car is faster than the red car, but we cannot say the blue car is faster than the red car. Moving on, superlative are adjectives that compare more than two things. The most common way is to add est at the end of the adjective when we are comparing three or more things. Now, I would like to compare three of them using the superlative tallest. Then, I will say something like, Mr. Harry is the tallest teacher. And here, I'm comparing three cars. Then, I will say, Ben has the faster car. You must remember that every time you use superlatives, don't forget to use the before the superlatives. For instance, we can say, Mr. Harry is the tallest teacher, but we cannot say Mr. Harry is tallest teacher. It is not right. We are almost done. Now, let's see the exceptions. The first exception is that when an adjective is more than two syllables, such as beautiful, dangerous, and intelligent, we add more for comparative and we add most for superlative. For example, I can say the blue flower is more beautiful than the yellow flower. John is the most intelligent boy. The second exception is that there are some irregular adjectives that change with comparative and superlative. Here are four irregular adjectives: good, bad, little, many. Then we have the comparative form and the superlative form. Well, you should now be able to differentiate between comparative adjectives and superlative adjectives and how to use them in sentences. Thanks for watching.